Oh, hiya, buddies. Welcome to Barn Burner on a Wednesday. Boomer, Warner, and Pinder. Pleased to be in your ear holes and in front of your eye holes if you're watching, wherever you take us.
It's not just the three of us.
And of course, the Jack Cam. Is that what you're saying?
Well, let's go to the Jack Cam. We got some breaking news from our boy this morning. Yeah,
right.
I know. It's wild. So.
Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to dear one. Happy birthday to you.
Look how happy he is.
Happy birthday, big fella.
Happy birthday, Dean.
Play it again, Jack.
Thanks for watching.
What you wish for?
Tomorrow, of course, American Thanksgiving. We'll be back with another great show for you.
See you, buddies.
See you, buddies. Thanks, guys.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
Prop each other up. Be pals for each other.
What are you doing for the big day, Dean?
Afterburner at the casino.
Hey!
The Gray Eagle, baby.
Look at that.
With those little mini pitchers of beer.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
They didn't have the mini pitchers last time we
No,
were there.
They sorted that out
Mini
yet. We're
picture
talking about
the paralyzer mini picture.
Oh, dear. Yeah, careful. That's a prairie special.
Some
right
whole milk
Oh,
with
yeah.
some Kahlua.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
there.
Now, what was it? Because you had the vodka paralyzer and the
Eli.
brown cow was just the milk and Kahlua. Is that what it was? Like if the brown cow was minus.
Well, and I think you have to add a soda for paralyzer, don't you? Something's bubbly in there. And you got to put
Yeah.
things in the right order. The milk will curdle.
And then, as Lebowski would tell us, there's the White Russian, which
That's
is
right.
what? The
That is Kahlua,
yeah.
milk, vodka with a cherry.
Okay. So how's what's the paralyzer then?
That's got something carbonated in there. That's the
Kahlua, milk,
Some-
vodka, or tequila, and
And
Pepsi
Cola.
or Coke.
Oh, really? Eh?
yeah.
Dark Russian, White Russian? Is it
Clark
Dark Russian, is that a thing?
dad, Clark Wilm's dad and my dad drank so many Dark Russians on a fishing trip. They
Yeah.
fell ill
Oof.
and struggled to find their way to the cabin to lay their heads down and may have slept on the rocks.
Well, you know what they say, too much of a bad thing will get you.
I think the Dark Russian's just no milk.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Dark
there's no-
rum.
yeah.
Vodka, Kahlua. That's it. So if you've got some sort of a dairy intolerance, Dean, just hammer the Black Russian.
Yeah. We went through a rye and chocolate milk thing when I was in high school.
Excuse me.
Yeah. The old where is it? Right there. The Crown and chocolate milk.
I think you should treat the Crown with a little more respect. than
We
that.
definitely should have. Yeah, we were
Well, they were
dumb
young.
and
They've learned.
and stupid. We've learned the hard way. Yeah.
Now the one thing about it is you can pass that off as I'm having some Vico,
Yeah, I'm just
sipping a chocolate milk.
some protein.
What?
Yeah, just a little protein for you. Calgary Flame game day. Get your helmets on. It's the Nashville Predators. Do we remember when the Flames played the Predators earlier this season?
I do remember that they played. It's rather vague.
Isn't it right? And it's not. It was this month.
You don't say. I
Yeah.
don't recall.
I don't really either. I went
Yeah.
back and looked at the game notes. It's like Mike McCarron. Okay, yeah, I kind of remember
And
he scored.
won?
And was it
Saros.
Cole Sherwood? Okay, because it was 2-0. And then the Flames came back with goals. Dubé, Hannafin, Coleman, Kadri into an empty net, and they won by a 4-2 score.
oh, they won. Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It was the second, because they went on the 6-game skid. They beat Seattle and then beat the Nashville Predators for
a
their
3-goal third period to rally for victory. There it
their
was.
season high 2-game winning streak.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah.
What a run it
Much
was.
like the Predators. Right now, the Predators are on the same, for them, a season-high 2-game winning streak.
I would put these teams in the same box, Dean.
They're
Not
very-
unlike the
yeah.
Islanders and the Seattles and the Montreals and a lot of the teams they've seen. It's who's going to earn the points because nobody has enough skill that they just get the points.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna play a hockey game tonight and see who wins.
Your goal scorers, Dubé, Hannafin, Coleman, Kadri. I know you went through that, but I'm just thinking about Betway later, what we could dance on here.
UC Saros, now shots very much in favor of the Flames by the time it was done.
Holy
Markstrom
crap.
made 18 saves, 16 saves. Saros had
16 on
35
18.
stops.
It's 2-1.
Yeah.
Wow. God, we should watch that show today. Just play that one, see what we could learn about the Preds.
Just go back, yeah.
I'm sure
Great.
it's a lot of insight.
Oh, my dog's here. And also, look who's here. It's our buddy. It's very early. Well, he's at the casino, right? It's never too early to get to the casino.
That's all of us. Dean
Yeah.
and I are at the casino tonight.
Because you know what? It's nice before all the smokers show up. You got lots of elbow room at the craps table, right? When you're shooting the dice, you don't want to be. You got you want to have lots of space when you're at the blackjack table,
Especially when you're celebrating your birthday.
That's right. To the Insider Hotline we go, a presentation of TELUS. Enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including tickets to Calgary hockey games and awesome tech like AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you have to do is fill out a quick survey to enter for your chance to win. Go online, TELUS.com/Flames contest. Everybody, say hello to our good friend Jamie McLennan, who joins us.
Hey, how are you doing, guys? Yes, and I heard you're concerned about me getting to the casino in time or not, but it's early bird special. You're always looking for.
That's right.
Always looking for. If you can get there before 11 o'clock, you might get a roast beef dinner. You never know.
You might. Yeah, you might. And you know what's great there is you can drink all the coffee you want. And people do. I've noticed that people just love it. It's free coffee all day. You can sit around and just feel yourself.
Are you allowed to smoke in casinos? I don't remember. Like I know there's smokeless ones, and I'm sure there's ones where people just go to work. I can't remember which ones.
Yeah, there are both for sure. Yeah, there are both. So I see you're very festive. You've put up some decorations there.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Where's the mistletoe? What's going on there, Noodles? We all set up.
I flew into Edmonton for the day. I'm at my mom's house, so we are having a nice visit, and then I'm going to go to River Cree Casino. I've got a meeting there at noon.
Of course you do.
Man, you're on the circuit here.
And then I fly back. And it's funny because I'm not a gambler, I swear to God, but every time you guys talk to me, I feel like I'm at a casino. So that's not good. But
denial is one of the steps, right?
Exactly. So it's not a river in where? Egypt or whatever. So
that's right.
But,
Africa.
yeah.
Just have your limits, Jamie. Set your limit and stick to it. Is that baby Jesus lying in the manger behind you there?
Young Zeus?
Wrapped in swaddling clothes?
It is.
That's the manger, Dean.
Oh, have we got some candies? We've got some candies.
Oh, if there's Werther's in there, this is classic old lady setup. This is unreal. We got some hard candies. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Come
We're
on
doing
in,
it
son.
today.
Oh, Jamie, it's so good to see you.
Young man, I'm proud of you,
So did you get in yesterday? Did you have a
I
nice...
flew in late last night after the show, and then I literally flying back tonight. I had on a serious note, just had a business meeting today, but I obviously got a chance to see my mom, and then going to head right back. So it's a quick in and out.
Did we have some bacon and eggs this morning?
I thought you were afraid of flying.
Well, I don't care for it, but I fly 125 times a year, so it's pretty much, I'm a Air Canada
celebrity,
super elite or whatever it is, But it's. I think what it was, Rhett. My dad, years ago, growing up, like he was a pilot for a hobby, and he built planes when he retired, and I would fly. We had our family had a little Cessna Hawk XP, a 4-seater with a retractable gear. I was learning when I was 16. I would go up with him and fly a lot. And what happened is over the years, I became a little bit less comfortable just because of all the flights we had, and you 17 years of pro hockey, all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do when I'm up there. You're just hoping everything's good. But yeah, lots of flights, literally 120 a year. That's what I'm looking at right now. So it's crazy.
So how hard was it when you go from the NHL life and you're on charter planes and lots of food and leg room, and then you're back with the commoners, the riffraff like us?
Hate it.
It's tough because there you don't walk into your seat, and in Calgary the flight attendants were amazing. They would have my Fresca and some jujube sitting there for me. They knew my whole setup.
Is that code for other things? How can that be the
it's
top of your
not
rider?
code.
Jesus.
That was literally what Sue and Vanessa would have sitting there for me in Calgary. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's different now. But I'm back. It's not compared to, like, at the end of my career, I was in the KHL, and obviously the locomotive flight that crashed and all that. There were some hairy flights over there, scary ones, and even regular ones. You jump on and you're assigned a seat. That's just a suggestion. You walk in there, there's some guy sitting in there. There's nothing you can do. Sometimes I check in online, and I get a good seat, and I would walk on the plane, and there would be a guy sitting there, and his bag would be next to him on the seat. So I would point to him, and he would just shake his head and say no. I was like, all right, I'll just move on to another open seat, I guess. They've turned every airline into, what's that airline where is it Southwest? You just jump on and you just grab an open seat. Yeah, so that's kind of what Russia was like on the planes over there.
So if there's a 12-pack of Fresca on the Flames charter, who are you fighting for those Frescas? Or is that just, we better get a case of Fresca for Jamie? Are you drinking all 12?
No, I'm not Trump. I'm not drinking 12 Diet Cokes or 12.
I don't mean at one time. I
Like,
just mean who else on the team would possibly have been dipping into the Fresca stash?
I don't know if you've tried this before, but vodka Fresca is a nice drink. It's a very
Jack's
nice
nodding
drink.
back here. Our producer's like, yeah, that's a banger. Yeah, Jamie knows.
Exactly. So, I mean, depends on how long that flight is. My old goalie partner might have nibbled around a Fresca with some vodka if he was forced to, if there was no other mix. But I don't think that on the rider was like, hey, we need a dozen Fresca for Noodles. It's just like there's probably like two, and they would give me one of them, and maybe if it's a long flight, a second one. But I've always enjoyed Fresca.
I do too. It's not a shot. I do enjoy the Fresca.
It's just an odd pick. That's all.
Yeah, who else would have had some? Because they do treat you guys right on the charter. Who else would have had a specific order that would be dropped off?
Depends on, again, the flight, the person, and that. If there was a non-alcohol flight where there would all of a sudden be a bottle of wine at the back of the plane that mysteriously would appear to keep away from the coaches or the management up front, where they didn't want people to enjoy themselves. So stuff like that. I mean, Chris Pronger, I think, liked M&Ms or something like that, but that wasn't on. Like, there was no rider. I think what happens is you're with people for a full season. They just get to know your little, the weird things about you, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy. So nowadays, like these charters, you go on, it's a full gourmet meal in the middle. But if you're in the media, or the trainers get the first crack at it, but if you're in the media, you better be the last guy in line, because you can't be first guy in line, like pushing, hey, Jonathan Huberto, you're out. I'm gonna grab that last steak there in the pierogies or whatever's left over, right? So I haven't been on a charter for a long time with a team. I prefer to fly commercial if I'm meeting the Senators or something. But that's the first thing. I wouldn't even eat on those flights. I would be embarrassed to. I wouldn't want to feel like a floater, Yeah.
It's different too. Who treats people? The stewardesses would be a lot kinder to the people that were kind to them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're just so charming.
That's right.
Of course, they're going to have your jujubes ready for you.
Yeah. Like those were my pleasures. Now it's popcorn. I enjoy popcorn, but I don't have a rider, so nobody has popcorn waiting for me on an Air Canada flight.
What are the rules? Is it Is it cool to sauce on the flights, or does it depend where you are? Like I know we kind of know a little bit about flying, but I guess team to team and year to year, this would change, especially over time.
Well, Brett, you can speak to it too, but I think nowadays, with the light, like they don't want anybody to drink and drive, so that's one thing. So you're making sure that if it's a long flight, people, and that's asked. I remember going off some long flights, not even with the Flames organization, but other organizations. It's like, okay, if you've had drinks, leave in your car here, we'll make sure your car gets home, or we'll leave it and we'll get it tomorrow. Like that's first and foremost. Like that's one thing that most organizations behind the scenes is like, guys, if you're having beers on the plane, don't even think of driving home. And then
I'll have rides waiting for you at the.
Exactly. But I think being adults, and you're not going to tell a 30-year-old man that he can't have a couple beers on a 5-hour flight. Like it's just, regardless of the outcome of the game, I think professionalism, you could probably relax and decompress. Some guys like beer, some guys like Fresca or popcorn, or you name it. It's just depends on what they offer. But yeah, I would think first and foremost, Rhett, you could speak to it too.
I know that I didn't have a rider. I would just take whatever booze was available and just drink it.
Fancy pants, anything with
that's
booze.
right. Yeah.
Whatever's cold.
Cooking wine, cooking sherry.
Yeah.
I would think there's less of it nowadays than it was when we were bombing around the country.
I agree. I think it's just less nowadays. You walk in, I would love to see what the spread is now, because I guarantee you there's teams that have literally guys that make shakes and stuff, like a nutrition person that travels with the group. Their job is to make shakes to make sure that guys are, have the right nutrition right after the game. So, I don't think he's delivering a six-pack to a stall.
When the Sabres were for sale or didn't have an owner and I was playing here, we'd be playing back to back and we'd be flying, right? And we would literally get a 6-inch meatball sub and a bag of salt and vinegars. And that was, there you go. That was the meal.
And you guys are like calorie furnaces at this point of your careers. Like that would be an
calories.
appetizer for what Rhett was eating. Like I've heard about your game day ritual in Calgary at Mercado's, Rhett. Like that's not even close to a portion of the main course. You're still in the appetizer there with that many calories.
It was okay for me. I could cut back a few calories at the time.
Well, it depends on if you were banking on a lockout or not. Didn't you hit 240 at that point?
Vote no. I'm out of shape.
Vote no.
Chris Simon called me then, and he's like, "We better not be playing. I'm 270."
There were guys eating buckets of KFC and just trying to stand upright at that point. But yeah, there were some guys that were like, not even voting no, just a little concerned that one time around where it's like, I think there's a chance we're playing, and guys like, well, man, I don't know if I'm
hope
ready
it's not
here.
starting too soon. I need a few weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. Crazy stuff.
So you're up in Edmonton. If you listen closely, can you hear the arseholes puckering around you in Oilers Nation up there?
I think that was 2 weeks ago.
They're just right tight now. They're sealed shut.
They've spit some diamonds out already.
I mean, this is a rough road trip. They got Carolina tonight. They lost both against the Florida teams. Their goaltending, I mean, no one thought Calvin Pickard was going to be the answer. And I know that there's even some of the options. Frank Seravalli on dailyfaceoff.com, he wrote an article today, and it's going to be James Reimer, or is it Jake Allen, or
Kenzie
is
Blackwood,
Melka?
If I was them, easier said than done, because right now, when you're struggling, we talked about with the Flames, Zadorov, there's teams that are going, hey, you know what? We'll take him off your hands for a 7th rounder, we'll get rid of that problem for you. Same situation. Ken Holland calls somebody. They're like, yeah, no problem. We'll offer you our backup goaltender, or a guy who's, a veteran guy. Well, let's look at a 1st rounder, or let's look at a top prospect. And you're like, okay, like you're getting offered a lifeline that has an anvil attached to it, so you're like, that's the unfortunate part, unless you go big game hunting. Like, I've thought about, we can sit here and make trade proposals left and right. You need two teams to dance. But if you go looking for Saros, what does that look like if Nashville decides? But that's a bigger deal. That's first rounders and future of the organization. I think Mackenzie Blackwood, that's the guy that I would, 26-year-old goaltender who makes 2.8 this year and next year. He's got a lot of ability. He's a good goaltender. Now, he's played in some really crappy situations, right? Yeah. Like he played in Jersey when they were retooling. He's played in San Jose, but he's a big goaltender who's got ability. But I would make that a bigger deal and try and tack on like the Ferraro defenseman, somebody like that, like because they don't just need help in net. They need help on the back end too, because there's a few guys that have forgotten how to play hockey this year. I don't know what's happened. They just showed up and they're playing with their skate guards on. If you're going that, or you could be creative and go, let's see if Anaheim would part with John Gibson and you'd package, that he makes 6.4 for 4 years. You'd have to package Campbell to go the other way and obviously have a massive sweetener on that and make John Gibson a $5 million goaltender and not a 6.4. So you have to be creative. And then is there a question that Gibson's playing well this year, but the last couple of years, even the last 3 years, his numbers aren't great. So, that's a calculated risk on a guy who's, really been in a rough situation for the last couple of years. So there's lots of people out there. You go the cheaper route. Can you sign Halak, who just got released from a PTO? Yes, Jake Allen, available, James Reimer, guys like that. No guarantee that they stabilize the situation. So, I would say this, and I know I got long-winded on this. You'd ask the players that are playing to play better, including McDavid and Draisaitl, including that power play, which looks disjointed. And if you get some of those players to at least play to somewhat of their capability, it looks a little bit different, because against Tampa and against Florida, they had pockets of the game, I'll say 2 periods out of 3, that looked pretty darn good. But the minute that they have adversity, they crash and burn. They can't battle out of it. And that's confidence, and I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way. And, you look at it down the road in Calgary, the team seems to be a lot more confident, including, the guy I mentioned earlier, a guy like Huberdeau's all of a sudden looks like a player. He looks like he's at least coming out of, if he was underneath a rock, he's crawled out from underneath it, and we'll see what he's capable of doing moving forward.
Real quick, just before we get to Calgary, Nashville is their opponent tonight, so I do want to just ask you a little more. Askarov has been a really highly touted prospect in net. He's a guy they took in the first round. That's really rare for goalies. It means you've invested a lot in a guy. They also love Saros. He's eligible for an extension this July 1, and I believe Frank Seravalli was chatting with Barry Trotz, the new GM, and they said they want to get done right away. So what do you do if you've got these 2 goalies? Is that a spot where you look to shed one, or is it like, hey, we got 2 good goalies, we don't want one, we want 2. This is a weird position.
Well, I think what you do is you look at to see what not the marketplace, but what Saros wants. So is he going to want, because he's one of the top 5 goaltenders in the league, like for me, and you look at his number supported. So what does that look like? Is that the Hellebuck deal? Is that, something like that? So what did Hellebuck get? 8 something? And so you look at that deal, and then Askarov can be the guy that learns from Saros. So unless Saros wants 8 years times 8 or something, and they're not willing to go there, I still believe the young goaltender can learn from the older goaltender. Kind of like with Dustin Wolf will eventually be here in Calgary or in Calgary behind either Vladar or Markstrom. I would guess it'll be Markstrom and Wolf at some point this year. A team will come calling for Vladar if the tandem stabilizes.
Yeah, it's 8.5 for Hellebuck. That's a lot more than I'd remembered, and that maybe that's the market. If you're a guy that gets Vezina votes most years, and that would be Hellebuck and Saros, there's the number.
Yeah, that's the number for sure.
And we don't need to, we can move on too. It's kind of, we can move on to Calgary, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Huberdeau's come out of his funk, and Kadri's been playing really well, and the young guys are in, and they're finally having fun. They're also winning. So it's a chicken and the egg thing. Are they having fun because they're winning? Are they winning because they're having fun? And obviously it's both, but to see Huberdeau starting to look, he's becoming more impactful, because he was not impactful at all. But it's like we said yesterday, it's a little easier to enjoy your elevated level of play when there's wins. If you're
Yeah.
losing, you can't be, banging around the dressing room feeling great about yourself when you've lost 2 or 3 in a row. So it
No,
helps.
you're right. It is the chicken or the egg, but they can come hand in hand. You start to feel better about yourself. You get some wins, and all of a sudden it's like, if you do take a step back, oh, I still know what it feels like to feel better about my game. Like they were in such a dark place where it's like Edmonton's in that dark place right now. They're having I know they're 2-2 since Chuck Knobloch took over there, but it's like, he's kind of got the Scrabble face the last couple nights, watching the team going like, you can reinforce positive. At some point, you have to go, hey, I need better play. I need some systematic play. And so I look at with Calgary, they're playing better. They're feeling good about their game. So it goes hand in hand. Huberdeau's like, okay, I remember, like I've got the confidence to make a play. And we all know this as players. You start to feel good about yourself. There's just a little extra step. There's a little extra energy in your game, in the aura of your game. So naturally, Huberdeau will look a little sharper. He'll look a little quicker. He'll look a little bit more energized in certain situations where, we've all seen it for, we'll call it 90 games, where he's just thinking on the ice and trying to react and trying almost behind it, where now he looks a little bit looser. Looks like he's more confident to make the plays that we expect him to make. So I think if he can come out of that and have a consistent run here, the worst might be behind him.
Damn. Oh, you know what I was going to ask you, because the Nikita Zadorov thing, it's kind of cooled down. And I know Elliot had the story on the weekend that Backlund kind of said, listen, we're all professionals. We all have our lives, but let's focus on hockey in here.
Yeah.
Have you ever played in your career, and Rhett, kind of the same thing? Have you ever had to coexist or play on a team where a guy has made a very public, I want to be traded, and that's still kind of playing itself out, and you have to be on the plane, in the room, kind of being nice with the guy when probably deep inside you're like, fuck this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 scenarios. Rhett, were you around when Mark Savard kind of had his thing here in Calgary? So Savvy had one that was, I think it was with Craig Button and Greg Gilbert. And
Gilbert.
That was kind of like a public thing. And it was awkward a little bit because you got a young general manager in Craig Button. You had Savvy was a pretty top tier player at that time, or hadn't pushed. I don't know if he'd pushed through to 90 points, but he was a really talented player who, he probably wasn't first on the fitness testing, but he also wasn't last either. Like he was a hell of a player, but he knew how to play. So I remember that one being a bit awkward just because it's like, and back then you don't have social media. So you're reading them in the paper, you're reading the comments, you're reading stuff. And I can't remember how the end, I guess Gilbert got fired, right? Is that kind of how
they
it
traded Savard?
Yeah,
they traded Savard and then fired Gilbert about 10 days later.
It was awful. And we had Craig Button on, and the first thing he said is he owned it. It was the worst decision he ever made as a GM. And, he talked about how things went wrong there. But essentially, they traded him for a guy that never came across the pond, never mind played, and then went on to fire the coach within months. It was an absolute masterclass in turning an asset to nothing.
Well, there you go. So I just remember being on the other side of it, being like, this is a bit weird. Like you want what's best for the team. You want what's best for your friend on the team, but it also, the fact that it was public was, slightly noisy back then for whatever noisy. And the other one was when I played with the Islanders, Kirk Muller this is when we were with, we had those fisherman jerseys. Yeah. And Milbury was running the show, and Muller was like, this is a circus, get me out of here. And, we don't blame him. And Muller had a meeting with the guys, and he's like, guys, I've asked for a trade. I'm at where I'm at in my life, in my career, my family, and that I'd like to go somewhere. And he was very cool. He was very cool about it. And Milbury wasn't. Milbury had a problem with it, and Milbury, Muller had a meeting with the team, and then Milbury had a meeting with the team, and it couldn't have been more polar opposite. Milbury's like, he's giving up on you guys and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, all right, let's just get it done here. And I remember being out in California, in San Jose or LA, one of the two. And, Muller, it was just an awkward, it was a tense situation because Milbury was very volatile back then too, right? So So those are the two that come to mind. I don't know how disruptive the guys are with Zadorov right now, but you're right. I read the comments, I read the articles, and also read Connie's comments too, saying, you know what, we're going to try and see what's best for the organization and the player, but we're not in a rush. So, good on Connie, because he's not going to rush to trade a player just so that the player, can move on. He's got to get full value for Zadorov. And right now, the more I think about it, his value is pretty solid based on the demands of the league. Because I guarantee you, there's 5 or 6 teams, maybe more, calling Connie going, what's it going to take? Because we need an upgrade here, whatever that looks like. If in their 4 or 5 position, if he can play higher or lower, that just depends on the individual organization.
Well, and I thought about this the other way. I think it was mentioned on another podcast. I don't remember which one, but it's like, look, if Connie just bows and trades this guy, what message is that sending to all the other agents? There's a lot of free agents that this season, and this new GM, like, we'll just ask and you'll be out in no time. Like that's not what you want. Everything that Connie's doing here, I don't want to say precedent setting, that might be too strong, but people are building a book on how you behave. You don't want to cave to the players' demands immediately on this one. It's the first time it's happened to you. You got to, I think, hold a pretty strong front, even if you're getting good offers now. Like, well, maybe they'll get better. Yeah,
I agree, because everyone is watching. So you are a young general manager. You do have, he inherited, with Tree leaving, he's inherited some unrestricted free agent status situations. He got Backlund done, but I think he got Backlund done on a reasonable contract that both sides could live with, and, make him your captain. He's a quality citizen, all of the above, like that, we've discussed that at length. But now, where are the conversations with Hannafin? We talked about it last week. That was a big number, and, that's cooled off. I think they might have dodged a bullet if that number and all of that doesn't come to fruition. Same thing with Lindholm. What's the marketplace? So it's not just Zadorov. You're setting a precedent of how you're going to do business moving forward with these managers, with the agents. And it's a learning curve. Ask Kyle Dubas, because Kyle Dubas, one of his first tasks was to sign Marner and Nylander and Matthews the first time around. And those numbers, people in Toronto still complain about it, them conforming a little bit and giving the players what they wanted. And, they're jammed up in the cap.
Well, I was curious too for teams. When are you going to come with your best offer? When are you prepared to make it? And of course, we talk about the trade deadline, but just the teams we hear: Vancouver, Toronto, New Jersey. And the Leafs went through a rough patch, and now they've won 4 in a row. And New Jersey's they're outside of the playoff picture, but they're right there. So those are 2 teams that would like to maybe get on a bit of a roll. Meanwhile, Vancouver, they're humming right along.
Right.
I think the thought is as soon as we start to struggle or have an injury, then we need to make a trade. I wonder sometimes guys, what kind of a boost you can give to a room that's already playing well. And it's like a show of faith. Hey, we have something special here, and we're adding to it.
Yeah, I agree. I would love, and I guarantee you, all of the managers would think like you, Boomer, as far as you want to deal from a position of strength. Like, here's our offer, we're fine. But we want to add. I would much rather be a proactive manager nowadays, like not sitting there waiting till the deadline and paying premium like you're going right now. And if you feel like the player is a missing piece, like I do believe that is, as long as you're not paying a king's ransom and just get completely rinsed, you still feel like you could give a good clip for a player like Zadorov and go, you know what, it might cost me X, Y, Z, but I'm trying to win now. I'm trying to round out my team. If I'm Jersey, I'm on the outside looking in, we need help. But if I'm Vancouver, you're right. Like, I want to sustain this, because I think there's a lot of people that believe, and rightfully so, if you look at the numbers, like, there's going to be some regression there. They're not going to shoot, where they shoot like 35% or something ridiculous.
Crazy.
So they've got some numbers that, will come back down to earth. So in that reset, if you add a little different dynamic in that room, add another player into that room, add some depth, I would be doing that. I'd be looking at that for sure if I'm Van.
Well, and that sort of reminds me of when Calgary added Tyler Toffoli. It was ahead of the deadline. It was definitely about the price you'd have to pay at the deadline. But Treliving's like, this is a guy we need. It's a right shot scorer. He's going to fit our group perfectly. He's a veteran. He's won before. He's got a low cap hit. He's here for a couple more years. We're doing this now. if you get your business done early, you also give a guy a little more time to acclimatize. There's really only about a month of games from the deadline of the playoffs this year.
And acclimatize, find out what he is in the room. Does he fit in the room? Like, you
Where's
could
he
have a
gonna
guy
play?
that comes at
Yeah.
the trade deadline and you hardly get a feel for him unless you go on a run. And if you go on a run, then you pay because you're excited and all that, right? Like, there's something to be said.
And the environment is so friggin' tight too, right? Every game is so important, every up and down. Like, you just don't have, I would guess that for those players coming in, there's expectations on you to produce, and there's so little time, and every day is just, you're in a pressure chamber.
Well, take a look at the standings. I mean, alone right now, we were talking about with Edmonton. Edmonton's played 17. They get 65 games left, and they feel like tonight's a must win. You know what I mean? Like,
already.
like they're in the vice. Like, and there's other teams that I'm looking at. Like, take a look at the Atlantic Division alone. Like, Ottawa was at the bottom. I think it's Buffalo now. I didn't look at it today, but Ottawa's won 3 straight, and they're at the bottom because they're looking up because the Leafs keep winning, Boston keeps winning, Florida keeps winning, Tampa's winning. Detroit's right up there. So you're in, like, you're looking at it going, like, the pressure, it's not just internal, it's in the standings going, there's a lot, like, there's some top tier teams, but there's probably 20 teams that are jammed up in that mediocre middle, and organizations are going, okay, we're going to go for it. Do we wait for the dust to settle? I know American Thanksgiving's like what, Thursday or Friday or whatever, but the league started late. So I find it tough to judge a team by American Thanksgiving when you're starting October 13th. Like, I want to see 20 to 25 games of a team and not just 17, 18. I still think there's more runway there. But we are looking at American Thanksgiving traditionally when we start early October and go, you are what you are. That's what your record is, So there's teams that are surprised, like Philadelphia Flyers. Did they expect to be in a playoff spot at any point this year?
What a heater.
No, but the coach, that's the new coach bump right there. That's the, Tortorella holding people accountable. Columbus, I feel bad for them. They've had a mess right from the offseason with the Babcock stuff, and now you got Patrick Laine, like healthy scratch. I don't even know what they're doing. Johnny's been benched there. I think they're winless in 9. Like, they're in one right now. But outside, there's a couple teams right at the bottom. Everyone else is kind of bunched up. So I think making these moves, you have to be proactive to make sure that you're ahead of the curve to allow the runway and that you don't fall deeper into the standings if you do run into injury issues.
Another team that is interesting out here in the West, and I don't know how closely you would have paid attention, but it's surprising. So you got the Oilers with high expectations. They have 5 wins. The Minnesota Wild have 5 wins in 17 games, and that's a shocker to me.
Couple blown leads in Sweden too over the weekend. Oof.
Yeah, and Bill Guerin had enough. I don't know if you saw that. He went in and addressed the troops, just saying, like, not good enough. He's tried to manage that cap, obviously manage the cap. Like, they made the big decision to buy out those 2 guys in Suter and Parise. And, they're having to chew on, what is it, 13 or 14? 15
so million a year.
15 sheets of dead cap space there. And I like what he's done there, though. He found a goalie, a up-and-comer in Gustafsson. You got Fleury, the incumbent, who's going to show the kid the way. He's got... I remember before Tommy Curvers passed away, having a good conversation with Tommy about the D. He really liked the D and the D that were coming too. They've got some good players there. And then, like, kids up front, it's not just Kaprizov, who's been cold as ice. I feel bad. Like, he's had a start kind of in the ilk of expectation of 97 and 29. Like, you just expect he's money in the bank. He's 90 points. He's 100 points. Mm-hmm. And he's had a slow start, just like McDavid and Draisaitl. So I get it. And I come back to it's a star-driven league. And if your stars aren't playing at the top of their game, guess what? Your team's where they are. And, it's unfair or fair. They get paid all the money. So those guys have to pick up their game. But Minnesota is a surprise of where they are and how poorly they've started.
They've been dinged up on the back end too. They added in trade as well. Like, who did they bring in? Bogosian. Like, we'll see what happens now that they're back and they got some time. But Not a good start for a team spending $14.7 million for guys not to come to work.
Yeah.
Good deal if you can get it. Well, thanks, James. Now, because we started talking about flights and the charter, were you on the charter when one of your teammates took all of his gear off and had the luchador mask on?
I've seen that a few times, I think.
Yeah, it rings a bell. I don't remember when or who it was, but
I've seen that gentleman naked more than I've wanted to. Put
Probably
it that way.
Regier, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, poor Sean Donovan. We talk about him out of turn all the time.
Can't
Frank
believe it.
old Frank the Tank, Sean. Yeah. So no, I have seen the luchador mask. I've seen that particular person without clothing. Again, more than I've wanted to, but it is what it is. You know, he's enjoyed himself. You talk about chemistry, and you can't take that out of the room. You need people like that in the room. You just can't have it on the plane. That's the problem.
Beautiful, pal.
Or
Have
at
a great
a
week.
restaurant, at a restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll move on.
Heard that one too. Is there a doctor in the house?
Curious.
Say hi
What about a hot dog stand outside of Cowboys in Edmonton?
That's in Edmonton. Yes, I do. Now I remember. See, I'm not allowed to drive in that neighborhood anymore. I've been banned from it because of the hot dog stand incident. So it is what it is.
Say hi to Mom for us. We'll talk to you
I
next
will.
week, pal.
Thank you, and all the best to the baby
and
manger.
yes, and Merry Christmas, and yes,
Merry Christmas.
praise
everyone.
be with Jesus loves me. This I know.
Later.
There he is, Jamie
Bye-bye.
McLennan with Mama up in Edmonton. He's on the Insider Hotline, a presentation of TELUS, who are using their world-leading technology to drive meaningful change, transforming healthcare, making food supply more sustainable. In 2022 alone, TELUS, their team members and retirees volunteered 1.4 million hours and raised $125 million for local charities. The most giving company in the world, making the future friendly. Learn more at TELUS.com/givesback. Good old Noodles.
What's the terminology? Is a naturalist, a nudist? What's the proper nomenclature, Rhett?
Drunkard.
Freaky dicky.
Drunkard is probably the way.
Boo sound. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
How
Well, we
many?
got some- what's that?
Birthday team.
How many? Tell us how old you are.
Bugger off.
How many for the big one? Is it a year or 2 years?
50? Is it
No.
50?
Fuck.
No.
Happy 50th. Look at it.
He's
He's
not
50.
50. Don't.
Coming up next week, next Tuesday, we're going to Strathmore.
Oh, baby.
That's right. Oh, mama. Ooh, there it is. Unveiled it yesterday. It'll be coming to a store near you very soon.
We'll have a
We
news.
promise that. But right now, the only place you're going to be able to get it and the only time you're going to be able to get it is next Tuesday out in Strathmore. Is that in focus? The new Barn Burner Blonde. We have got our own beer, Origin Malting and Brewing. The Hilton's out in Strathmore. They've got the brewery, they've got the beer, they've got the tap room, and that's where we're going to be next week. A lot of people actually reaching out. So how do we get a
How do I
table?
get
Like
there?
how's it going? Well, there you see it. They would love it if you would RSVP, just so we can have
Responsive who play.
yeah, s'il vous plaît. info@originbrewing.ca is the email. Just let them know. Let them know you're coming. There's no charge.
No, you don't need credit card. Just let them know you're coming.
Let them know you're coming.
Yeah.
Be at the tap room, 60 Spruce Drive in Strathmore. You want to meet the brains behind it. You want to see Justin and Kyle and learn all about how this whole thing kind of came together. Get a tour of the brewery. You can buy some merch. They've got some great merch,
Yeah,
as
they
you
do.
can see by the boys. Pinder's got his new toque on there, I see today. But
And the flannel.
well, and the shirt, yeah, the flannel, very nice.
It's cozy.
Yep. Mark's very happy with it. Mark's very impressed
The
with
merch is
the
they got great merch.
rebranding and everything.
Yeah.
So you can come and try Barn Burner Blonde for the first time next Tuesday. You can buy some, try it. If you want to, there's the other stuff there too. The
Lots of good stuff.
homegrown lager, Mexican lager. And you'll learn very quickly why we have really come to love these guys. Down home, good people, and doing things the right way. And Warner's going to come out. Looking forward to
Yes.
seeing you, Retro.
Speaking of the brains of the
Yeah.
operation, here
What a
Brett's
birthday.
coming west.
Bringing that luchador mask.
if they allow it.
It's always in your carry-on, isn't it? Isn't that what it always was? Or just
have it there in case of emergency.
you never know when you need it. Yeah, you never know when you need it.
To go tickle trunk. I like that.
Yeah, there you go. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody coming up next week.
Info@originbrewing.ca.
I want to do something. Now we do a segment a couple times a week or more for finning, and something that came on my feed last night, and it's like, yeah, that's gonna work for an I Dig It. So I got an I Dig It for you today, boys. I got it for you. It is Finning Cat. There you see it, Cat, the rental store. Get ready to save. It's the Finning Black Friday sale. It kicks off. It's already it kicked off earlier this week. We're already into it. Savings on new, used, and rental equipment. There will be deals on Finning parts and service. It's going to run for the rest of the week, right through until the 24th. Look out for daily specials. Now, how it works. Each day, new special comes online. Those will last for an entire week. It gives you the chance to take advantage and save big on the things that you need to keep your business running. For more info, go to finning.com/Black Friday or click the QR code. I guess it'll be somewhere in there. This really resonated with me.
Okay.
Now, when I get up in the morning, kind of get the kids going, everything's going, we get the dogs fed, kids fed, everybody's off to school and that. And then when I get in here into the office, first thing I'll do, I'll click on Good Morning Football. I love Good Morning Football. It's on. They do the angry runs on Tuesdays.
Yes.
But they have a lot of fun. I do enjoy the show. And of course, it's NFL, and there's always something going on. We get games Thursdays and Mondays. So there's always good stuff on there. And
Good show.
It was this morning, actually. I saw it first online, and then I fired it on, and it was they do the loop. They were doing a segment today, and it was just it was activity or hobby that your spouse has been trying to get you into. So something that your significant other wants you to do. Now, Kyle Brandt, remember Kyle? He's the guy, he's from Buffalo, loves the Bills. He was on stage. This guy's awesome. He does angry runs. I'm a big fan.
Is he from Buffalo? I didn't know that.
I think he's a Buffalo guy.
I knew he was on Jim Rome for a while, and that was kind of his
Yeah.
jump from there to the big network. And
Very
he's done a great
talented
job.
guy.
All kinds of energy, funny,
Yeah.
smart, jacked.
Really good guy and talent, much like Brett. Yeah, much like Brett. And this one will kind of speak for itself as he got into this morning the activity or hobby that his spouse has been trying to get him into.
I have three close friends, my wife and my two kids. I don't want to make any more friends. I'm not interested in making friends. I'm not interested in socializing. Listen, I come to work. I have three friends. I have three friends at home. I have three friends. I don't need to go. Listen, I don't want to go to the 80s party. How creative, an 80s party. Let me go get some cool Def Leppard t-shirts. I don't want to play paddle. I don't want to go out in the cul-de-sac with my vest and my Yeti hat and have like a lizard tongue IPA. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Just leave me. I don't want to socialize. I don't want to go out. I work very hard. I have strange hours. I take care of my kids. I love my wife. That's it. I'm at the point where I don't want to make friends. I got some great friends across the country from like high school and college.
You made them.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm done. I'm retired from making friends. I'm not coming back in the game. I'm on some nice, amusing text chains. Friends at work, friends at home. I don't want to go out and do the ironic adult kickball. I don't want to do it. I'm past it. I don't want to do it anymore. So I love you, honey, and you're trying to make friends, and we're in a new neighborhood, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if we move every single year. I'm not making friends. I'm done. I'm a grump. I'm a jerk. I don't want to be friends with you. I'm sorry. Like if I'm pretending, I'm pretending. If I'm nice to you at some event, I don't want to be friends with you. I'm pretending. It's so lame. Don't believe me. I just want to go home. I'm trying. Oh, we're really. How old are your kids? No way. They're 6. I just want to go home. That's all I want to do is go. I'm playing a game. It's not genuine. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, how perfect is that for this setting? The Lizard Tongue IPA. I don't want the IPA. I just want to go home.
Both of you, because Rhett's been telling us the friend bus is full for years.
Don't need more
You
friends.
just want to go home.
Honey, I listen, not interested. The friend bus is full. I dig it. I dig that a lot.
Awesome.
He's so good.
He is so good. I got 3 friends. I got my 2 kids and my wife. I'm good. I don't want to go out. I don't need to see you. I don't need to play what.
I'm not being genuine. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
faking it.
This is
If
an
I'm
act.
being nice to you, I'm faking it.
He is from Illinois, went to
Okay.
Princeton. But he's definitely adopted the Bills, and I think is an honorary Buffalonian.
Yeah.
You could still make the leap, Dean,
For what?
to the Bills Mafia.
No, I'm good.
You're a Mafia guy.
Yeah, no, I know. So there you go. That's that little rant there hit awfully close to home.
It cheered you right up. You're like,
It really did.
there's a man I can relate to.
Yeah.
He was on The Real World in 2001, season 11. Know the show The Real World? That was at MTV.
Mm.
Holy shit!
See, this is
Days
again.
of our
This
lives.
is you saying
I'm
that
down the
makes
tunnel.
me think of you like I thought of Jack yesterday in his Dolly Parton comment. The real world. Do I know what the real world? No,
No, I don't.
no, I don't. And then you mentioned it's on MTV, so that just Who are these
That's the
people
same as Dolly
following me? I
Parton,
got
I'm
a
sorry.
call from.
So there you go. That is I Dig It for Finn and Cat. It is the Black Friday sale on now until the 24th. Savings on new, used, and rental equipment in addition. Deals on those finning parts and service. What are you waiting for? Look at that QR code. It's just beckoning you. Just beckoning
Bouncing.
you there in the corner. Through to the end of the week. Daily specials. Each day, those specials going to last for another solid week, giving you the chance to take advantage and save big on the things you need to keep your business running. Finning.com/Black Friday, or click the QR code right above my big head right there. Jack Scrolling. There's that QR
That's
code.
what- There it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Finning. Appreciate you.
Cat.
Let's do the Pinder Report. How do you feel
Fine.
about it today? It's a game day.
We've got a lot of nonsense. A lot of nonsense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Is he
That's
on the
what we're best
phone?
at.
Who's he talking to? He's taking a phone.
Take a call.
Taking a phone call.
He's
I
muted
know
himself.
you're on the phone. Village Honda in Northwest Auto Mall. Go by, say hi, have a coffee. Great coffee machine.
They do.
Have a mocha.
2 flavors.
Espresso. A latte. Maybe
Might go
mocha
today.
latte.
Just to say hi.
Yeah. Huge selection of used vehicles while you're there. All makes, all models. 70, 80, up to 100 units on site. More than 400. Access to tons more inside their dealership group. Make Village Honda the one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They're worth the trip. Village Honda located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Present
All right.
the Pinder Report.
Whew, that was an important call.
I bet it was, yeah.
It actually was. There's something happened on. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it because I think it's insider info on one of the bridges crossing border bridges.
All right. So if you're crossing a border bridge,
You can't.
good luck to you today. Okay. Were you planning on crossing the border today, Rhett?
I actually had considered it, and some of the kids were coming across, had gone across, and I think it's a bigger deal than you're making out.
I don't think it's not a big deal. I was just wondering if you had a shopping trip planned. I know the shoveler, this is around the time of
Shoveler
year
was
she goes to
big
Toronto to
time
shop.
into it. Usually she just orders, but
Let's start
That's
with
the
the
thing about
Calgary
being-
Flames.
I was going to say, that's the thing about being at the rink. You can't keep an eye on the UPS and the Amazon
that's
buses
true.
dropping shit off on your step.
400
Imagine how much it's
razors
just,
in town.
yeah. Oh, no.
Oh well. Sorry about that.
That's all good. Lineup notes fresh from Nashville. Eric Francis
Oh,
tweeting things, including Connor Zary getting a view from the press box tonight, fellas. Now we saw him placed on
shut the
his
front door.
Tuchus for the third period, pretty much. I don't know if he's dealing with something or not, Rhett, but we didn't see him a lot in the third. He's been great. It's not time to
I'm overreacting for effect. So
good.
Mm.
Yeah, and we don't know a lot. To be fair, we will ask it.
yes, we do. We just don't know a lot about that.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So what it does mean is that Sharon Govich, he's got the wings wrong. Jesus. Dubé will come into that line in that spot with Kadri and Pospisil on the left, and Ruzicka, Duer, Greer is your fourth line.
You know what? Great opportunity for Walker to get
Get it going, bud.
noticed again here, bud.
Would
Okay?
love to say your name properly here.
Let's
Walker. You haven't
not-
earned it yet this
yeah,
year.
let's not have you thinking you're some hot shit and not playing the way you're
Mhm.
supposed to.
One change on the back end. We called this one. It is time for Buffalo's own Denis Gilbert to replace Buffalo's own Nick DeSimone.
It's a battle. Nick DeSimone from East Amherst area in Buffalo, and Gibby from the town of, I believe, Clarence. So be careful who you're cheering for.
Runway Clarence for Gilbert today.
Okay. Oh, be careful.
Go Gibby.
As for the Predators, here's how they line up in Nashville. Yeah,
No.
they're kind of.
Wait.
Hmm?
Did they got the tough guy, or did they trade the tough guy to Tampa?
Janot, they
Yeah.
got a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth at the deadline. Remember that wild deal that they made? A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the trade. Done. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Gus Nyquist up top. And then it's a bunch of what I can kind of the Flames look like. There's a mix of veterans and young guys that work hard, but no necessarily, fire sealed stars here. I don't know.
That top line has been setting the tone for them, which is not surprising. 9 points in a 5-game point streak for Forsberg, 7 points for Nyquist over a 5-game streak, and Ryan O'Reilly's having a pretty good offensive start to the year too. So,
And you had noted it in the prior matchup, it was McCarron and
Sherwood that had the
Sherwood
goals.
that scored the goals for a 2-0 lead. The Flames would erase one of a few now third period comeback victories for the Flames. Blue line looks like this. Well, we thought it was going to look like this, but we got news. So it was going to be Yossi Fabro, Lausanne, Carrier, and then Stasny and Tyson Barrie on the third pair. But Ryan McDonough skating today for the Preds. He, the former Tampa Bay Lightning Cup winner, will file in somewhere. Maybe you knock Carrier to the third pair with Barrie. I don't know. We'll see how they line him up if McDonough does play, but something to watch for as we get news out of Nashville today from Morning Skate.
there you go.
If he's in, we don't know. If he's ready, he'll play. In net, what do you think, fellas? Feels like Markstrom. He's been on a nice little run since that weekend off in Ontario. He had maybe his best game of the year against Montreal. Came home, looked good. Vladar, a win in Seattle. Vladar's numbers aren't great, but I think he's got points in 4 of his 5 starts.
Yeah. And they've got this back-to-back coming up after this game, right? They've got Dallas and Colorado travel. You would guess Vladar is getting one of those. So
Yeah, that's a good point. You probably split those two there on the road, especially with that nightmares travel in the middle and 2 very good teams. Actually, after tonight, it's about a run of 12 or 13 of their next 15 games against very good teams. So
I'm going to give Vladar the Dallas start.
Very kind of you.
Why?
You did it last year in some weird ones.
I disagree. Well, then send Markstrom straight to Colorado so he can get ready, because that travel in
that'd
between
be a
is
move.
shits.
That
Call
would be
up
a move,
Wolf
right?
just to help. That's totally a move. Just
That's
get him
what
right
we
into
would
the-
do,
yeah.
because we're smart and we think things through. But some people miss a lot. Miss a lot.
God, if
miss
they
a
just
little.
listen.
Miss a lot. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
get there, get a massage. Nice
Benny's.
spa
Go to
day.
Benny's. Get the chicken chili relleno and a couple tacos and a margarita. Kick your feet up. Throw on some Netflix or some sort of series. I don't know. Prime
Watch
Video,
that
whatever.
Beckham documentary. That's a good one, Rat. It's cool. You don't have to be a soccer fan. It's actually a good doc.
I love soccer. It's nothing to do with soccer.
You don't like Beckham? I didn't like Beckham.
Hate
I
the
loved it.
Spice
So it's a good
Girls.
doc. Yeah. Oh, you don't like the Spice Girls? Fine.
It would
Rat.
probably
You-
help if you were a soccer fan, though.
I almost think it's like
Some of us have traveled the globe to watch soccer.
Yeah, okay.
It's true.
Some of us haven't.
Dean hasn't.
Anyway,
That's
send
true.
the. You know what? You watch whatever the hell you want, Markstrom. Just
Jacob,
do it
do
in
it.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Probably some show in Swedish we don't even know that's even better than the Beckham doc. You do you, buddy. Hannafin and Tanev were out on the town. I think Flames TV captured them doing some things. I got a little kick out of this. The fellas, look, we might both be free agents. We might be playing elsewhere next year, but we're here now.
Cover 'em up, eh? There you go.
Oilers, Raptors.
There we go.
I like it.
It looks a little better now.
Looks a little better now.
That's a little better.
They're a pair, these two. I don't know that we talked about it earlier in the year. I was wondering why they had the guys split up. Their top 4 were spread over 3 pairs. And I just don't dig the Hannafin Anderson as much as I do the Uyghur Anderson. I love Hanny Tanny. It even rhymes, Dean. Look at those boys.
I thought you were. I honestly, I thought you were going to do a Tanif and Hanev there when you got started.
Hanny Tanny.
Yeah.
Tanny Hanny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll move.
That looks better. Yeah.
American League news. I got good news and bad news and bad news. We'll start with bad news. The losing streak for the Calgary Wranglers up to 2 season high back-to-back losses.
Oof.
Got some good news though, because there's 2 goals there. You want to guess it? A goal scorer?
Wolf.
Matty Coronado. Look at him go. Look at him go, fellas. Look at him go. 9 points, 9 games. He's there and ready. You don't have to break the glass now, but when you want him, he's there. He's
Put him in the lineup. Shut the front door.
That's 2 of them.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. A bunch the other day.
For a fact.
And if you're wondering, Rhett, because I know you're not here, hey, how's attendance going at the Dome? Well, they played last night. They'll play again tonight. Flames on the road. Not good. Oh, boy.
Is that bad? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
how many are they pulling in Cleveland?
more than that for sure. And maybe 5 times
Confirm
more.
it, Jack. Jack Attack. Can you
I'll
confirm
go look
that?
at the attendance in the American League.
Jack,
That's
call
fine.
the AHL.
Call Dave Andrews.
Call the
old
American League
commissioner.
and find out.
I don't think he's a commissioner.
It doesn't look like a lot, certainly in the Dome. When you have 2,300
No, that's what
people.
I mean. Yeah. Like you can play at Winsport if that's what you're expecting. They're not
Sprinkled
expecting. They averaged like
across,
5K
yeah.
last year, I think.
Yeah.
Not a weekend, I get it. But come on, guys. They're first place. All they do is win.
Come on, fellas.
No matter what. Okay. So back in action tonight. There it is. Some action
Throw
on the
your
Dome.
hands up. I know what you're going for. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Thank you. NHL. So many games last night. Wrong. 0. NHL. So many games tonight. Correct. 14.
Wednesday night. You guys should be here the night before Thanksgiving. We could get just
Look at
shit
this
canned.
slate. We just get annihilated. How many screens do you have? We could just sit there drinking, making fun of each other,
Not
and
at
watching
my
all
house.
these
We
teams.
go out. It's party night.
They were
It is
talking
fun.
about that on that Good Morning Football this morning. There was this make out Christmas. All the kids come back from
Oh,
college
That's right.
and get just obliterated tonight and start making out and humping on street corners and stuff.
You know, Cynthia, it took
I've missed
maybe
that.
leaving town for me to realize how cool you were.
College is
Cindy.
great, but I
Yeah,
miss
yeah.
you so much.
Lots of hockey, lots of makeouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's called the turkey breakup as well, where the kids that try to do long term, they come back and
Yeah,
it's like,
come back.
no,
Hey,
guys,
you know,
you're at USC. I'm at Dartmouth. Like, we should probably bang other people. This isn't going to work long term.
yeah.
Yeah. Great opportunities out there for young people, Rhett. Great opportunities.
Be good to each other.
Be good to each other.
Just be good to each other.
Raptors in action back to back. They lost last night to Orlando. What do we got
Oh
tonight?
no, my team.
Yeah, I know. You're heartbroken. That's why you're in.
They're at
Surprised
the
we didn't get to shut the
P's.
front door there. Yeah, they got that. Now, who's that? You know that logo, Rhett? That's the P with the ball in it. The P balls. Who are the P balls?
It's
The
the
Pensacola P balls.
The Patriots.
That's right.
The piss missiles.
They got the Peterborough Piss Missiles tonight.
The Peterborough Bullet.
From Gamebridge Fieldhouse. It's an in-season.
How many go in the
tournament game.
pink with the Peterborough Bullet? I forget. I forget the
Okay,
math on that.
No. Boy, Dean, always sexual with you.
It is. He's got.
What are you
some
talking about?
weird-
Yeah,
You are.
that's true.
You asked me about the
I
team
think
name.
we're
Mhm.
figuring out why you don't leave the house. and it's
What?
'cause you're a
No kidding.
creep.
You asked
All
me.
those buying swings
Yeah, but it
on
always
Kijiji.
goes
What a
back to
creep.
some weird private life.
Let's
Dan.
go to a national disaster. Fellas, we told you how proud we were of the Canadian men's soccer team winning 2-1 in Jamaica. They
Damn
come
right.
home, all you need is a draw. How about losing 3-2? Oh, my God. They had a 2-1 lead in this game. They lose 3-2, and they lose on away goals.
What?
What are you doing, fellas? What are you doing?
Shut the front door.
And so Madani is coming guns a-blazing. Game ball tonight goes to the greats at the controls of soccer, Canada Soccer. Did nothing with the September window, 1 October match in Japan, and continued to twist an interim coach in the wind. That magnificence just got the national team down by Jamaica and into a long, drawn-out path to try to qualify for Copa America, which just happens to be a huge opportunity to build towards 2026. We are hosting the damn World Cup, and these clowns are slicing oranges at halftime. He's very heated about this.
Are we hosting the World Cup?
2026, Canada,
Yes.
Mexico, USA.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be lots of games in Buffalo. Where are you going to be living then? You're going to be in the Carolinas by then?
Hey, Carolina's a good spot. Great weather.
That's
Moderate
why I'm asking.
temperature. Taxes are phenomenal.
You didn't think about your taxes nor your weather. It's your first American move. Your second move, it's like a second wife. Hopefully you've learned some things.
It's on my mind.
Better.
Cheeky.
Is that that guy was a big drug addict? That guy?
Jake Bean.
There's some serious callbacks here.
So it's so stupid.
NFL news.
Ah,
We start with Jack's favorite team or his most hated team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've added a Pokemon collector. Actually, Blake Martinez, who retired from the NFL not long ago because he was trading Pokemon cards and then got busted for being a creep and duping people while trading Pokemon cards, now a member of the Steel Curtain. Welcome, Jack.
sounds like a cool guy.
Yeah, he's the one you want to
Looks
have
like
around.
a cool guy. Yeah.
Let's
I'm
rush
sure
out
a
to get
real
this
good
guy.
people person.
Jack Attack. He's going to the Steelers?
It's a huge addition, Rhett.
What are you doing, Tomlin?
Our linebacking core is beat up. So we brought back Miles Jack too, by the way.
I don't like your attitude, Jack. This is bullshit.
Let me be happy, Rhett.
No,
Rare
that
Pikachu,
shouldn't
what's the
make
good
you
ad
happy.
here?
That should be making you upset again. I can see the happiness in you yesterday, getting rid of the asshat Canada.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is also an asshat, so now you've refilled the void.
Mm-hmm. Your ass quota still over.
Damn it.
Speaking of
Great
asses,
in the
it's
room.
an anniversary of a momentous event in the NFL. Rhett, 11 years ago. Do you remember? It's the butt fumble!
Just dropped him.
Bonk.
Oh! It's going so fast.
Now that's what they call the dirty Sanchez, right?
Oh, dear. We got games tomorrow in the NFL. Happy
It's a
butt
version
fumble
of.
anniversary, everyone. 11 years. How old were you 11 years ago, Dean? I need some pins here.
So young, so
That's right.
vibrant.
Mm-hmm. Here are your games tomorrow. Packers at Lions. This is on Betway, by the way. So look at that. 7.5
That's
points for the
10:30.
Lions.
That's your time, right?
That's correct. Cowboys, 12 points now they're laying as they host the Commanders. And Seahawks at home getting a touchdown against the Niners. All right, we'll talk about it more tomorrow.
All right, great.
Also, don't forget, Friday game, Miami at the Jets. It'll be Tim Boyle, that lovely bird-like singer, that lady. She'll be at quarterback for the Jets, backed up by Trevor Siemian, and the third stringer, Zach Wilson. Ouch. How the mighty have fallen.
It's the Patrick Laine of the Jets.
Oh, that's a rough one, too.
Do birthdays make you happy, Dean? Or
Looks it.
it's hard to get the joy off your face. It's infectious. It's coming right through the screen.
I don't know. He's using one of those Snapchat filters where it makes
Oh,
you
you got
frown
a
even when you're smiling.
filter.
He's got a filter.
It's Dean's birthday filter.
Yeah, just go full screen on him. You can see this. If you look closely, you can see it's not really. He's actually smiling a lot.
That's what you want to come home to, Mama.
I'd move to Hawaii too. Jesus. Okay. Finally, bribery. We pretend it's not a thing, Rhett. It really moves the needle anywhere, everywhere, around the
You can
world.
get
We're humans.
Anything done with
That's
just
right.
the right amount of bribe money.
So if you were the Live guys, the Saudi Gulf Empire, what would you do to give John Rahm? Name a number. Let's see. We'll play over or under.
500 million.
Rhett, going to be a little lower. Here's the rumor for John Rahm to go to Live. 600 million. Are you kidding me? If true, that is an incredible amount of money. You know,
Well, thank
true
you,
or not,
Lou.
That is an incredible amount of money. Whether that's true or not, 600 million is a shitload of money.
Yeah, thanks, Lou, for
Holy moly.
that golf tip.
So the money seems to be, yeah, we're good on it. Just want to tweak some of the tournament formats. We got to run it by some of the other cats. So they basically control the PGA now. They have Live, and they're still handing out percentages of a B to players.
How do you
This
how
is
do you
wild.
get to that number? I wonder.
Yeah, why isn't Rory charging in there going?
I would think Rory, like,
He
was
has
the
his
good soldier.
scruples.
He was the good soldier for the PGA.
I think his
and then they
scruples got stomped on by.
on him.
Yeah, like
Now
he
it's like,
had
okay,
scruples, and
you-
now he doesn't have to. Even if he has scruples, he doesn't need them.
Yeah,
They're
he got-
irrelevant.
He got screwed, so now he can do what he wants. He can go rogue. He can fly the bird at the PGA, which is now controlled by the Saudis again.
Put the bird
But
in the air.
if Rom's 600 or is it 700 for
Like, how do
Rory?
you, honestly? How does because I'm sure there's got to be some sort of negotiation. Like, did he start at $1 billion? Like, just I want $11 billion.
I think what it probably would be, to be fair, is like you looked at the other guys that went over and how much money it was, and you're like, well, I'm better than that guy. I'm more influential than that guy. That guy got that. Okay, more than that. Well, it's got to be like 500 to 800 million because
That's so much money, and these golfers don't last. Come on, David Duval.
It's so much
The
money.
names.
these golfers don't laugh. It's literally like the sport you can play the longest professionally.
You can play it forever, but you don't stay at the top forever.
Uh,
Norman.
Norman's pretty good for a while. Yeah. Anyway, it's a lot of money. We all wish we could get the John Rahm and or Parise Suter treatment, that big paycheck, whether you have to work or not, up to you.
And if you were unsure, again, we had that report. If true, that's a lot of money.
If not true,
Then
not a
it's
lot of money.
up for debate, I suppose. But if it's true, 600
That is a
million
lot of money. Yeah.
is a lot of money.
Thanks, Lee.
Lou.
Okay, let's get to the idiotic segment of the program. This is what I call
This was the hard
kickers
hitting.
in the
Yeah,
Pinder
we
Report.
really drilled
We had
deep here.
a rash just crushing
Sorry for being so
Soccer
sports
Canada with the orange slices. Rob Ray and Rhett busted with there's cameras everywhere in Buffalo. You got to be careful. So first, let's go to Razor.
CCTV.
I think this is some sort of a men's league game, and I don't know if it's
That's a big
Shirts and
defenseman right
skins or
there. I
what,
was
but-
feeling it.
Right D to
Right-hander.
D.
Right-hander.
hang it. Wait, he'll get closer. You'll see.
Boys, with the shirts and skins,
Is that a yellow jersey? Oh,
Oh dear,
naturally insulated.
that is a stay-at-home defenseman, Rhett.
I wish the hellfish did a
Jesus.
secret.
He's got good.
Ooh.
He's got good feet.
Brave too.
Look at the
Very
little pivot.
not shy, that fellow. Wow, that's a look. Anyway, say hi to Robert for us.
No shoulders, no elbows, no jersey, but a full cage.
Gloves.
Yeah.
So that was Robert. This is Rhett. As you know, he's newer to Buffalo, so he's still having to prove himself to Bills Mafia, practicing his table jumps. Here we go.
Oh, fuck.
That's the word I used.
Oh dear. See, you don't want to go over the end.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
Sorry, Rhett. How's your neck? That's enough, Jack. Please.
How
You
far
broke
did
your
he think
face.
He had to jump.
You broke your face right
Like,
there.
dude was standing right there. He had
Don't
to.
overshoot it.
Sheesh.
So that was Robert. This is Rhett. I don't know who your running mate is. Is this Coletta, one of your pals? But big motorbike guy, right?
Yeah,
Tattoos.
he's
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Oh!
Fuck, 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 fuck.
Yeah.
He missed the pole
Fuck,
twice
fuck,
because he
fuck,
almost
fuck, fuck,
got
fuck,
cut in
fuck,
half by the
fuck,
pole, and then the pole almost smashed down on him. So dodged a bullet. Bleep,
Well,
bleep,
see,
bleep,
that's
bleep,
what
bleep.
happens when the street sweepers don't clean up the gravel. It's very
Yeah,
dangerous for the
it's
motorcyclists.
very-
Just trying to drive cautiously within the rules and regulations.
Trying to
of,
putter around.
kids are dumb. We talked about it. When you get to that teenage window for young males, idiots. So I don't know, Rhett.
The
This looks like,
undeveloped brain.
yeah, you need to be 24. Rhett was telling us. This is someone who's not quite yet 20. Oh dear.
I'm puckered up. I'm puckered up. I am puckered up. I can hardly sit in my chair.
Tombstone. Oh, good Lord. Just the fall alone on the ground isn't good, but that's. You got a bruised taint there for
I was gonna say,
if you don't have a shattered testicle. Oh God.
yeah, you've probably got a little of everything there.
Is this the
Holy.
worst sport in the world? Like, I don't know if it's a sport even, but like I'm sure a lot of
Recreation,
people like. But honestly, because
For-
all of these people that skateboard do the same effing thing. And they all want to get good at it, make these videos where they're doing all these tricks and stuff. And the only way to do these tricks is to wipe the F out about 800 times. And then
They don't do it
again.
on soft surfaces either, Rhett. It's
No.
not
Yeah.
on grass
Yeah.
or in water. It's
all
only
concrete.
on pavement or concrete.
Metal or concrete.
Yes, that's it.
Those are the two
Because if
things
you
that-
see somebody pull it off, you know
Yeah.
that they've injured their taint at some point.
Yes,
That's right.
they've
Trying
done
to
that.
master the move.
Yeah. Somebody's chota needed to be replaced at one point
And
here.
what do you get? Like, Tony Hawk is very wealthy, I'm sure.
Yes, he is.
It's not John Rahm getting 600
No, he's not.
sheets from
John
Saudi,
Rahm's taint is untainted. He-
Immaculate.
right? Like, what are you getting from that
just a
video?
pristine taint on John Rahm.
So that was one of Red's kids. I think this might be another. Again, these cameras around town. You'll catch anything. It might have been into a few beverages, Red.
Oh, that's the
I don't know.
teenager, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Jack?
You can tell by the laughter. They're in the dumb brain phase of the
Oh,
life
yeah,
cycle
that's-
of the human male. Yeah.
I'm gonna punch the road sign. And it's gonna spin and crack me right in the side of the head.
That's it for the Pinder Report tomorrow. I got busted. A hidden camera caught me. I was dancing. So look forward to that.
Well,
on
actually, I have a
tomorrow's-
video of. We'll get to it here right away.
Okay,
Of
so
you,
might
you
have
got
the same.
busted. Yeah. Village Honda. From now until the end of the month, Village Honda holding their Veterans Food Drive. They invite you to stop by the dealership. Non-perishable food items help fill the Honda Ridge line sitting in the showroom. End of the month, they will take all the food collected to support the Veterans Food Bank of Calgary. Doing good things for good people. It's Village Honda, your dealership for life. Online at villagehonda.com.
For life.
For a life.
Dumbass.
Well, I mentioned it. We'll get into it here. I see we've lost Red. There's something
He'll be
going
back. He just turned off his camera. That's all.
Things going on.
Good call.
We will talk about the Flames here in a moment. They've got the Predators. They're in Nashville tonight, and we'll take a look at after tonight what awaits the Calgary Flames. We'll talk about that. But so what's the video you're going to have tomorrow? You were dancing.
I got busted dancing. I don't know who got it, but it looks like I might have. I'm a fun guy, so I was just having a good time. I don't know.
Because I know you're into. You've been doing these workouts and stuff.
That's right.
And I know you know who is it's Adam Carolla he talks about how skipping rope is so great for cardio.
Totally. Yeah, really gets
It's
the
like
lungs going.
Who
Builds
says that?
muscle.
Adam Carolla.
The Man Show. Is that not
Anyway,
the Man Show guy?
I told you to jump during COVID. You got to jump more.
Yeah.
You guys scoffed at me.
So I don't know if this is part of your workout regimen, Pinder, but someone sent me this video. They saw you were doing your jump rope.
Yeah, this is outside the gym. We do a little
Yeah.
warm up thing, and they always have the music going at amps.
That's yeah.
You get you going, get some beats.
I mean,
trying to get loose here. Look at this.
it's amazing.
Before you jump in the suit, they start electrocuting you.
I've known you for a long time. I would have thought we would have seen you.
Well, you came bowling with me in Nashville. You would have seen all this kind of stuff on the lanes.
You're so stupid.
That's better than skateboarding.
That's better, yeah.
The falls are easier. I
Yeah.
tell you that.
You're chode. Is that what you said? Is that what we heard on the show? It's been
Chode,
quite a
yeah.
show. And I get chastised for the other stuff, but you guys can fire. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. I got it. Hey, January 11th to 13th, we're going to Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to watch the Calgary Flames and the Arizona Coyotes. We're going to Mullet Arena. Would love you to come with us. We have the entire package ready for purchase. Go to nationgear.ca, $12.99 based on double occupancy. We've got your plane tickets. We've got your hotel rooms. We've got your hockey game tickets taken care of. Transfer from the hotel to the airport. That whole thing is all taken care of. All you got to do is go to nationgear.ca and get yourself signed up. We've said it many times, and you know we're not lying to you. January 11th to 13th in Arizona. Decent. You're going to want something to look forward to. You're going to love that warm weather, and you're going to, love having some time with the fellas. Buddies, hey? Buddies down in the desert.
Golf,
Brought to you
pool,
by
right?
and presented by Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross travel insurance protects your memories and more. Wherever travel takes you, visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. It'll be here before you know it, guys.
Thursday to Saturday, Friday, do what you want. Scottsdale. Rhett's going to be holding it down at the W, I believe, at the pool.
Oh, yeah.
People swinging the clubs, maybe some top
You know
golf.
what? Yeah, I'm going to,
margaritas.
because the shoveler decided in her infinite wisdom
Mhm.
to put a scale in the bathroom yesterday.
No, see, this is the shit I was talking about after the Nuggets. These better halves, they got to get rid of the scales. They're not health measures.
No. It's an invalid process. That's what I think.
It's flawed.
Flawed. That's yeah. But because it's there, I'm going to look great in Scottsdale.
What purpose do they serve, right? What do we need
You know what it is? They want you to have anxiety about yourself and hate
Dropping morale. That's what they're doing.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be walking around feeling good about yourself.
No.
Having a
You look
positive
like
vibe.
you look like you're having a good day today. Yeah, I'm actually having a very good day. Oh, yeah.
Stand on this. Come on, right now. Let's go. Pants off. Get your wallet out. Shirt off. Undies only. Let's go. On it. Hey, 2 feet. 2 feet.
Damn it.
Oh, my God.
Can that be right?
This broke. Oh, my dear.
I see the first number. I'm not shocked by that one, but that second number. Oh,
Rusty, we need a second scale.
It's all about the second number.
God.
All about the second
The second number. The first one you kind of know. The third one, we can live with it.
Not fixing that first number, but that second
That
one.
second
Damn
number.
it.
I fight with that son of a bitch all the time. Oh, look who's back. You know what we're going to do right now? I said we're going to talk Flames. Let's do a little bit of Flames, and then we're going to, you know what we're going to do? We got the Crown Royal. We're going to do a little Crown Royal in a minute. Tonight, Flames, Nashville Predators. And I saw it was our buddy Justin Bourne who had this on his Twitter account this morning. Now, we've been telling you.
We've been telling.
You've been winning games. It's feeling good right now. What are we talking about? We're talking about a team right now, the Flames, 7-8-3. Okay, yeah, but what does that mean? Well, they're on a 4-game point streak. They've got points in 7 of their last 8, 5-1-2. Team is humming right along.
Rolling.
And then Pinder will say, well, look at the teams that they've been playing and some of the teams.
Got to beat the teams. Got to beat.
Hey, Bettman makes a schedule. It's not our fault. We got to play the games. Got to play whoever's whatever. All right. Well, tonight, Nashville Predators, 7-10. Flames, 7-8-3. Somewhat Evie Stevie.
Sure.
Take a look at what happens after tonight.
Oh!
Dallas, Colorado, Vegas, Dallas, Vancouver, Minnesota, Carolina,
Minnesota
New Jersey,
sucks.
Colorado, Vegas, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Florida, Anaheim, LA. Ouch.
Yeah.
Merry
Anaheim
Christmas.
and Minnesota might be middling. Everyone else in there looks like a team that A could win the cup or B could win their division. That's 15 games.
I was going to do the math and then I forgot about it. As we sit here today, how many games over 500 do you think that package of teams would be?
Well, see, there's a blend because New Jersey just got Jack Hughes back and they're like surprisingly 500, but everyone thinks they're a contender. And Vancouver, on the flip side, no one was sure, but they've had an amazing start. They got another win the other night. LA is off to a great start. Like
Great start.
Most teams here would be in the top 10 for cup odds right now. Minnesota and Anaheim would be the only teams in here that I would bet aren't top 10. I'm going to go bet who wins the Stanley Cup on Betway today. All these teams are in the top 10 except Minnesota and Anaheim.
And you know what? I know it sounds, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
That's in the next month.
That's compressed.
That's
That
a
is
month.
A lot of hockey. in a
Like
short
you look
amount
at
of
the Monday, December 11th at Colorado. The next night at Vegas. Oh, great. That thanks.
And that's this weekend, Friday at Dallas, Saturday at Colorado. You're on the road with travel, with back-to-backs, with 3 and 4s.
Boy.
This is a BS schedule.
Like I said yesterday, if they go 500 against this group,
Shut the front door. You can't talk that way. Listen, if if
it's
they're
gonna be a war.
smart, and if they're smart, they're listening to us.
Obviously.
Connie, sell. Thanksgiving, all those GMs down in the States,
Pissed up.
stuff in their faces.
Yeah.
Phone them at about 3 p.m. Hey,
Trip.
I got something for you.
Tryptophan's kicked
Huh?
in. They're kind of
Yeah.
drowsy,
Huh?
hungover.
I'm watching football. What? Yeah, let's make a deal. Oh, yeah, maybe that sounds all right. Yeah, let's do this.
I got a
Take
6'6", 250-pound defenseman for you, Rhett. That's what you tell them.
Yes. Make it happen on Thanksgiving.
Then the next
when
morning
no
they
one's sleeping.
Yeah, they wake up
Oh,
the next
sure.
day. I gave up how many first rounders for
Do we even have
first
that
Zadorov?
first?
What?
The boss is not going to be happy with this one.
I'd be calling Columbus every day right now, fellas. That is a hot seat. There might
Who
not
else
be.
is calling Columbus?
Okay, so what do you mean?
Well, they want a center because they just pulled Line out of the lineup and put him in the rafters after they pretended he was a center this year. Now they're mad at him.
I
that he's
didn't
not
know he
getting-
was a center. I didn't see him play center a lot.
No, he isn't, and he wasn't.
Oh.
And now they're punishing him for not playing well. It's a shit
What the
show.
hell's
there
wrong
right
with
now.
you, Patrick?
It's a shit show. That's the team I would call. They're ready to make another mistake. Hey, Elias Lindholm, 2 firsts, or just Kent Johnson and a first. You pick.
I mean,
You can
that's
ask him to
silly.
win.
That's silly. That's
It is. Yeah,
That's
but
somebody.
that's-
You're better than that. They're not giving up Kent Johnson.
I want Kent Johnson. Let's get him.
Why wouldn't you want Kent Johnson? Let's go.
Come on.
Yeah, I know you'd want Kent Johnson. They're not giving up Kent Johnson for a
Well, and Sillinger.
expiring contract. Don't
Well,
be.
they talk extension. You give him 24 hours to work out a deal with Lindholm.
sure
No
it's
sweat.
fine.
Gets to
Yeah,
play with
it's
Johnny
fine.
again. It's easy, Dean.
Can
We
you
just fixed the
imagine
Blue Jackets
Lindholm
for free.
between Gaudreau and Line
Look at this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Lindholm, Gaudreau, Line. They're in the playoffs. We saved
Pay
the
for
season.
your bird. Turkeys are expensive. I'll throw in a bird.
Mhm.
Got it. It's not a Pike bomb, but it's a Pike revelation that
Pike
he had
Rev.
talking about the roster and what it looks like. Now, everybody, we saw that Connor Zary going to be a healthy scratch, or at least not playing. Might be injury. We don't know. Looks like he's out of the
We don't
lineup
know.
tonight. Yeah. Martin Pospisil the other night. Zary didn't play in the third period. Pospisil did. He's
And
running
overtime.
goalies.
And
He's making
overtime.
an impact. So, where are we at? Ryan Pike
Don't like this.
kind of put it out. Something to keep an eye on. Friday is Hawaiian
T-shirt
Shirt Day. It'll also be Pospisil and DeSimone's 10th NHL game, after which they both require waivers. Once a player clears waivers, they're exempt for 30 days on the roster or 10 games. So, I mean, but what we're saying here is, because the older guys, you got to decide.
I'll tell you something for free right now. Mark Pospisil's not clearing waivers.
I would tend to agree.
Are you kidding me?
Why are we getting him out of the lineup anyway? Like,
Well,
we aren't.
This
It's
is
it's a reminder that he's older. He's not a young prospect. That this
What
is
we're
a
saying
guy
is
that
if-
has spent some
yeah.
time in the AHL, and he's at the age where it's like, okay, if he's up for good.
yeah,
Or-
if you're getting in the Martin Pospisil business, then you're in it.
Yes, which I think is a great business to be in. But I just was, it's like, oh
I do
shoot,
too.
yeah.
But it doesn't allow you. It's like if there's some struggles or his play tails off or whatever, you'd love to be
Send
able to
those
send them
pricks
back
back.
down.
Get him out of here.
Send them now.
Yes.
Before waivers kick in,
Well, that
you
would be
could
the
pull
thing.
a Coronado switcheroo. I mean, it would be
You-
pretty heartbreaking because he's
Walker
played great.
Duer has a good game tonight. Marty Pospisil. Until we make a trade, we'll bring you back later on. You were
I will say
okay.
this: the number's a little different for DeSimone because it looks like it's going to be Gilbert in for him tonight, so he'll be at 8 games, not 9. But
That's
the
right.
point's made by Pike. That you careful here.
Careful, Conroy. Careful. Be careful.
I wonder if he knows that. If
Steady.
he calls Pike for this. info.
Steady.
Easy. Straighten up.
Whoa.
He's American too, Conroy, so he might be eating the bird. He might fall asleep at the wheel, and those guys will play their 10th game.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, he's in the States too. Damn it. Mixing a little Nashville hangover.
Oh,
I'm
and he's
worried.
in Nashville too.
Oh,
Yeah, they got in like
God.
they would have been boozing at lunch yesterday, right? We talked about it.
Yeah. Watching Riggins at Legends, middle of the day.
Mhm.
Not ideal.
Just going for one.
Not ideal. All right. we all have just over our shoulders. You see it there. Crown Royal. Crown Royal, it's about generosity. It's about doing the good. It's about people that do the right things. Being neighborly, helping out a friend, helping out a good neighbor, just being a good, solid human. Here's a little story for you. Shaq Leonard, linebacker for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
He was a second-round pick in 2018, made an immediate impact in the NFL with the Colts, single-season franchise record at the time. They love him in Indy. Yesterday, gets waived by the team. Now, he had 2 back surgeries, I think, over the last year. He's come back. To this point, I guess his play hasn't quite been at the level that he had been at, but he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He's not been that dominant since. It's a tough business, this NFL. And here was Shaq Leonard. Now, you could do a lot of things. You could be sour. He goes online. Indy, I want to thank you for accepting me and my family with open arms. These past 6 years have been nothing but incredible. Through the good times and the bad, y'all stood by my side. I apologize for not bringing that trophy back to the 317. The energy in Lucas Oil has been nothing but amazing. I thank you for every memory. I'm thankful to play for such an amazing fan base. I love you guys and wish the Colts nothing but the best. Maniac out. Taking the high road. Solid, right? You could be sour. You could throw guys under the bus. So he gets waived in the morning.
Okay.
Leaves the stadium. Before you leave the stadium, what do? You go
A garbage bag.
get all drunk, knock something, take a dump on Jim Irsay's desk. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to fly off the handle? What are you going to do?
The windshield of his car is a better move.
Right? You know what he did? He's like, oh, you know what? Take a look. Today, it's my turkey drive. That's right.
Come on.
Every year I do the turkey drive for people in Indianapolis and we give back. I'm going to go to the church and do the turkey drive. Take
What
a
a
listen.
stud.
Look at this guy.
This community means a lot to me. I'm all about giving back through the tough times, the good times, no matter what it is. You know, my heart has always been big.
Holy.
How about that, guys?
There you got cut.
Got cut. Said, you
I
know
don't
what?
know.
I've got. All right, I've got the turkey drive. So some of his now ex-teammates joined him, and they handed out turkeys to needy families at Thanksgiving.
Do you feel like the Colts could have been?
Yeah, they
more-
could have been less Richardy.
Thanksgiving.
Wait a day.
Mhm. Yeah. You know what it is, though? Shaq Leonard, you're a generous guy. Crown
him.
Royal, it's guys like you that why they make Crown Royal. I've been making it with quality and pride and love for years and years. Generosity lives in the small things. Doesn't need money or an audience or even acknowledgement. It just needs a few good people. Crown Royal, crown everything.
So, Red, I was thinking, Shaq Leonard's a linebacker. Let's dump the Pokemon guy.
Yes.
Let's bring in Shaq.
Yes.
Dump the nerd, bring in the good guy. Yeah, where was...
Hello?
Are you guys
Am I
hearing that?
twitching out here? What is that? No,
Okay, so
voice?
I was thinking...
Right.
I'm with you.
This is
Jack
God.
attack.
They need to lose the Pokemon nerd.
I'm with Jack on this.
Crown Royal tomorrow, Rhett? Crown Royal tonight, Rhett?
Tonight.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
one night I maybe drank the most Crown Royal I ever have was probably on this night 21 years ago. And I was injured, and we played, and I went out, and because I was injured, I had to go in on Thanksgiving.
Full sound.
It's the one and only time I've ever considered phoning and not showing up. So I can't make it.
I think I've told this story before. I was on the one road trip when the Flames were out there, and it seemed like they were in Philadelphia, and it was, I guess it was Thanksgiving Day, and they were playing a matinee game the day after, and they had practice ice. They wanted to go and have practice. Philly, tough town. I don't know if you heard, tough town. So the guys that run the rink had to come in on Thanksgiving Day.
Not happy.
They gave it to the players. They gave it to the coaches. They gave it to Obi and Kelso.
Oh, yeah, you got to get
The
some laughs
Tesla.
in. Hey, guys, thanks a bunch. Don't have a family here.
Oh, so you guys are from Canadians, eh? You know what fucking day it is? Jesus, sorry. They gave it to Labardius.
Yeah, Lubo is the man behind.
Oh yeah, everybody got it. Roger Millions got it. Everybody got it. Oh yeah, fuck. They were some sour, and rightfully, I guess. Hey, what are you gonna do? I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Good old Philly.
Well, you're not going to argue with them because they'll smack you upside the
No,
head.
it was. I'm very sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
In hindsight, this was a poor decision.
And it's just an optional too. It's really not.
Oh,
Not
God.
everybody's coming.
You're making me get out of bed for an optional?
I'm trying to think of some fringe players from that era.
Blair Betts needs to skate.
Yeah,
Who the hell is Blair Betts?
yeah. Lynn Loins does not
Lynn
need to skate
freaking
today.
Loins. You can kiss my loins. That's bullshit.
Mark Smith does not need to skate today.
He can play every instrument. Did you see that picture I sent you?
I don't like this.
From
Of
when?
Dak
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought the thing you
Dak,
said.
yes.
and the kangaroo?
I know, yeah.
My
Your nephew
God.
is in
Down
Swahili.
under.
Yeah,
Gonna love it.
massive. They're mahusive, those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Betway bets.
Oh,
Betway
gosh,
bets.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of
Let's do some
games. 14.
Betway bets. Betway bets. Get the Betway app. Get it on your phone. Bet the responsible way with Betway.
Love that
14
new
games in the National Hockey League tonight. Take your
Yep.
pick. Take your pick. Let's take a look-see. Here's what we got. Calgary at Nashville.
Oh,
Expect it'll be Saros. Expect it'll be Markstrom. I'm going under the 6.5 total goals.
Don't mind that.
Minus 125. Not paying a ton, but I'm going to go the under.
Mhm.
And the other one, the Philadelphia Flyers, the aforementioned Philly Flyers. They're in New York to play the Islanders. Flyers are on a heater. You said it, Ryan. They've won 5 in a row and are plus money on a money line.
That's
Plus
And the
awesome.
Islanders are just freshly back off of the West Coast trip.
For the
Oh,
Flyers,
just gonna flop. Yeah.
the Islanders, they stink. Give me a money line win for the Flyers plus 125.
Dino,
Yeah.
what do you know
Look at
about
that.
great minds? What do you know? They think alike. I'm
Do
also
they?
taking the second place Flyers to pounce all
How
over
about
those
that?
crappy, old, and boring New York Islanders.
So boring.
So boring. Lou,
Clean shaven,
Lou, you're boring people.
totally shorn.
Lou, I'll grow a damn beard if I want.
Yeah.
Flyers plus money, and the Rangers, the top team in the Metro, 25 points. We're right up there at the top of the league. You're telling me they're basically close to even money against the Penguins? Jack's boys, El Penguino? I'm going to take that too. Minus 110. Both money line picks. Rangers and Flyers, top two teams in the Metro.
Ho, Betway, the official partner, our partner on Barn Burner and Flames Nation. We appreciate you, Betway. 14 games tonight. And then, of course, 3 football games tomorrow. And then a football game on Friday. And then the weekend is here. And there's hockey and football. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, mama.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Hey, now we understand that tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Are you going to join us for Ask Rhett tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Greg
Early.
Keller and Bonton
Early.
Meats, the proud sponsors of Ask Rhett. Every Thursday, you get to get inside the mind, the medulla oblongata of one Rhett Warner. All you need to do is email your questions in the email address, askrhett@flamesnation.ca.
I'll start it off today, and I'm going to ask you guys, what's the better move? To do the Ask Rhett early in the show, like right off the hop, and then be out, and then head to Grandma's with no reason to leave?
No.
Or go to Grandma's, get the feed on, and say, damn, I got to go. I got to work. So now I've got to Out.
Rhett, where's the food and the booze?
Nona's.
Okay. Also, we want to see Nona's a bit. And also, if it's a shit show and people are starting to fight each other, talk politics like everyone does these family things, you got an excuse to get out of there. You go to Nona's, you got options. You stay at home, you can't show us the gravy. You can't eat and drink. You can't get the best chair in front of the TV to watch football. You get your ass to Nona's, and we move from there.
Because that's what we did last year, didn't you? You got on your
Yeah.
phone, and I think
Saw the
we saw everything bubbling on the stovetop, and then I think you sat on the front step there for a little while, if I recall.
All right, I'll do it from there.
And again, if it's a shit show, you don't have an excuse to leave. It's perfect.
Taking into account the time change, because you're 2 ahead. Say we start the show at 10 to 12:30, 11 o'clock is 1 o'clock.
That's when they eat.
Kickoff is 10:30 here.
12:30. Game will be on.
And it might be a good game. Packers Lions. That could be a good one.
Great game.
I think you're going to play it by ear. Me knowing you and making plans this far.
Knowing me and knowing you. There ain't nothing you
can do. Bonton Meat Market, Calgary, tradition since 1921. I'm going to see Greg today. Anything you want me to say to him?
I'll be back next week. So.
Thought it was going to be something nice, like, "Hey, thanks for your support, Greg.
Love you, Greg.
I need a care package for Monday."
Can you put tomahawk steaks in your carry-on?
Well, he told me you can.
I know. I think he's
Careful.
What is it about? You don't want you taking meat over the board.
I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it ignorantly. Something major seems to be going on at the bridges.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know how long that plays out. And I'm not even
crossing the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something to consider, but we'll play it by ear. It's a few
You
days
need to
out.
cross that bridge to get home next week, is what you're talking about.
Yes.
Right.
Or it would be a very circuitous, and I don't think that I'd be up for it. A 12-hour drive to get to.
So if that bridge is out, the next best way is considerably longer, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bonton Meat Market. Doing a kitchen show tomorrow.
Love it.
Do you know what you're doing? Because Greg texted me, said he was putting something together for you. Do you know? Are you going to tell? What's the story, birthday boy?
I do know, and it'll be a surprise. Yeah.
Are you skeptical? Are you
Not at all. No, I know what's happening, and you know what? You will appreciate it.
What we don't know is happening is I have coordinated with Greg. We have a mystery drop-off, Jack and I, at studio. I'm
Right. I know what that is.
And I also know what's happening there. So
I know what
you
that
don't.
is. It's prairie oysters.
Those are bull testicles, Jack, for the record.
Goosh.
Is that an American tradition?
No, it's I think it's very similar. We've kind of talked about it. Are you doing beef? Are you doing turkey, poultry? What are you doing?
I guess
you'll be impressed.
Very
Which is
good.
not a surprise because it's Bonton Meat
correct.
Market. I actually asked Greg, I said, are there a lot of people that do with whether they're American or not doing American? He said, oh yeah. Yeah, we're very busy right now with people that are either living
Well,
here.
if you're a Yankee, you don't piss around with this one. This is
and if you're Canadians, you like football and eating food, yeah, I'll play your game. I'm
And
in.
you know what? If the Canadians were smart, we would just say, you know what? We love you, America. We're in.
We're doing it too.
2 Thanksgivings. In honor of our friends to the south,
When Rhett's Prime
providing us
Minister,
with a quality football, we're here for you. We will sit on our asses and overconsume.
for you.
Yep. And I think that's actually what we're doing tomorrow.
That is correct.
So, point well taken by you, Retro.
Thank you.
Point well
I'm going to
taken.
go into politics one day.
Oh, we got to do some DoorDash. Goodness
Yeah, I'm
gracious.
ready. I'm
All
ready.
right, let's listen. Maybe you don't want to do a kitchen show. You want to be let Fat Boy do whatever he wants. I want some DoorDash. I'm staying out of the kitchen. If the football's on, I'm just sitting back. There's 14 games in the NHL tonight. What the heck? Let's do some DoorDash. Ordering's easy. Just get the DoorDash app. Get what you want from where you want. It'll be dropped off right on your front doorstep. Contactless delivery, if that's your thing. It's default contactless delivery. But here's the thing. Hear me now, people. For a limited time, listeners and viewers get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the promo code NATION25. That's NATION25. Why wouldn't you do it? It's 25% off your first order.
Doesn't even have to be food, Dean. Think about it. You know the close talking uncle that drinks too much? You could just have Listerine delivered right to the place you're
Whatever it is
celebrating
you
your
want.
Thanksgiving. How easy is that?
Restaurants, groceries, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops, and more. Just go get that DoorDash app and start poking around on there. You'll be surprised what you can do. And there again, a heck of a savings. What's on the menu with DoorDash today, Pinder?
5:30. We got the Raptors in Peterborough to play.
Right. The Bullets.
Indiana Pacers are hosting them. That's a 5:30 start. Indiana
How many
is favored. Settle down. Calgary and Nashville, 7 o'clock start. That's also on the menu. And I got a little option. Maybe you're hustling to get out the door because you're going to the Tucson against the Calgary Wranglers game at the Dome. That one is 7 o'clock puck drop in AHL action. That's what's on the menu.
There you go. Little bit of DoorDash. Nation 25 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid in Canada, subject to change. Terms apply. Dash that for the win. I see down in the chat there, King Chronic is he's got the gravy time with Boom.
Does sound like a show.
It will not be gravy time with Boom.
Different.
Because Boom was up late last night doing gravy time.
Got the gravy done.
So is gravy done or is that get ahead gravy? You got to explain this again.
Oh,
well, it's the same thing.
Get ahead because you're done.
You get it. So it's done.
So you've already, finishing touches have already been made. You just have to heat it now.
What's the groundhog animal?
Exactly.
Because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I made it yesterday.
Yeah.
So that would be the get ahead part.
Yeah. So you don't have to revisit it. It's a one-step thing. It's done. It's ready to go. You're getting ahead. Got it. Groundhogs.
Groundhog.
Knew it.
Don't annoy him on his birthday, Pinder. Don't Pinder him on his birthday.
Just giving him props. He's well organized.
Yes.
I did the. I'll tell you what. I'm pretty happy with it. Because I made it at whatever it was, our Thanksgiving.
You said too many carrots.
Well, you know what? I might just say F the carrots altogether.
Yes.
Fuck carrots.
I'm with you.
Carrots
That
bring
beta
so much.
carotene
It's
bullshit.
so sweet, right? And you know what? And here's the thing: depending on what onion you use, if you're using like a yellow onion or a sweet onion plus the carrot, ooh, careful.
Careful.
Sage, rosemary, celery, onion, garlic, chicken thighs, bone in, crack the bones, into the oven, roast it for an hour, bring it out, mash it on the stovetop, flour, water, bubbles, sieve it.
Tell me.
Boom! More! I just want to take a bath in it. It's
Have you
so
made
fun.
fresh buns yet? Just to dip. Put some butter on the buns.
Buns.
Dip.
Buns.
That's on the kitchen show tomorrow.
Ah.
I'm going to be rolling
Kneading.
buns. Because you make the dough, you get the dough into the mixer. Take it out. Knead the dough. Bowl, oil, boink, cover, lip.
Let it rise. Let it rise.
Let it rise. Bring it out. And then you know what? You don't need to, but I do have a little kitchen scale. Because the dough will make your whatever it is, 16, 18, 24, however, whatever, recipe you're using. Well, you don't want one big bun and then a bunch of little ones. You want them roughly the same, right?
Yeah. Scale in the kitchen, way better than scale in the washroom. Good work, Dean.
Yes.
Then you roll them, put them on the sheet pan, cover them.
Rise.
It's a double riser.
Yes, it is.
It's a two-banger.
Like Dean after midnight.
Jesus Christ.
Shink into the oven.
You can play that one.
Then we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? Take some melted butter. Take them out.
Butter makes it better.
Paint it with butter. Love it.
Oh, what's that? Sea salt?
Oh,
nice touch, Dean.
You should try to make Kimmelweck rolls one day.
Not sure what it is, but I'll do it.
It's got like.
Do you see how excited he is about this, Brett?
Yeah, his
It's like me
birthday.
for the
I
booze
hate
show.
life, but if buns.
See, I kind of want to have the finished product for the show, but then I really got to get after it.
Okay, stop yourself here, big fella. What are you talking about? You can do two things. You have a maid. This is a professional operation. You've watched people, professionals. Who's the biggest chef? Who's your favorite chef?
You.
That guy. Yeah. That guy goes on NBC this morning. They've got the pre-made stuff for the end. They work their way down the line. We got to do this. So you could do both. And you're going to tell me you're going to have too many buns? That's what you're. That's what right. I'm hearing.
I'm worried about having too many buns. That's the crisis.
I can't have. Yeah.
You know what they call that? It's called a switch out.
Sure.
You have a switch out. So
there you go.
Ahead of time make.
Yeah, when you're putting the buns in the oven, you're pulling the other ones out.
So it's like, here's the preparation. All right, now put it into the oven for 8 hours at 375 degrees. And lo and behold, look, it's 8 hours later, but you've actually done it ahead of time.
That's the name of your new show, The Switch Out. With
Switch Out.
And
it's got a great ring to it.
I don't think you're going to overdo it on the buns. And if you are, Pinder will stop by.
You're probably right. I'm done. You talk me into it.
If you're worried about having too many buns, you got to calm the fuck down, okay? That's gonna be fine. We're gonna work this out together, okay?
Friggin' on location afterburner tonight for fuck's sakes.
Oh, that's right. Come join us.
Messing up my bun plans all of a sudden.
Bun prep. It's going all the hell.
Fucking bun prep out the window.
Bunapalooza being threatened here.
You can do it, team.
You know what? You're right. I can do it.
Honestly, come on now. We can walk and chew gum. We can do two things.
The only thing, but it does. You have to. You know what you have to do? You have to respect the rise. Because if I'm gonna hurry it. No, you can't. It's science. You got molecules and there's things going on inside that yeast.
Chemistry, I think, is what it's.
That's what I said. Don't. You can't mess with it. Because then your buns are going to disappoint you. You don't want that.
Physics. Math. I'm done.
This episode of Barn Burner is sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/FlamesNation. Get on your way to feeling better and becoming your best self. You hear it all the time. It gets better than this. You can feel better. It's okay to feel better. Taking care of yourself, self-care, that sort of thing. It's all these kind of catchphrases and stuff, but it's true. If you don't look after you, who's going to do it? And it's not selfish. It's what you need to do. Asking for help can be intimidating. It can be private, which is why BetterHelp is such a great fit for so many people. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible. It's suited to your schedule, obviously, because you kind of make up your schedule. You'll fill out the brief questionnaire. BetterHelp will match you with a licensed therapist. You can switch out at any given time for no additional charge as far as therapists are concerned. Get that right fit. And then you start getting to work. Therapy helps you to identify what the challenges are. You start building those strategies and coping skills to help you become the best version of yourself. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/FlamesNation today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FlamesNation.
Looks like we got some news here before we go, Dino.
Dean, hit the breaking news button.
Breaking news splitter.
Looks like the Flames are agreeing to a trade here, guys.
Wrong one.
Is wishing Dean a happy birthday.